pay everything up for my vlog tomorrow, which I'll talk about in a second, but we can get started now. So welcome. I am Clay Emo. I'm at Canuck Clay on Twitter. I'm at Clay Emo on Instagram. I'm the founder of the GLCPC, the Good Looking Canucks Positivity Club. And it's my Canucks take all in one take. It's Clay's Canucks commentary on my live stream for Wednesday, April the 15th. So thank you for waiting once again. Thanks for being here. I truly hope that you're all safe, you're being healthy, and I have a couple, we can share some stories, but it's really a chance to check in with each other and see at least one familiar face. You guys have to look at my face, but at least I get to see a lot of familiar names and just say hey and make sure that we're doing okay. A couple things. Thank you for your feedback. I've gotten a lot of good feedback on these Zoom interviews that I've been doing. Did Brendan Batchelor on Monday. Would love to know your feedback on any of these. If you watch them, Jeff Patterson yesterday, took a break today, and then it's Al Murdoch tomorrow. Very excited about that. So backing up, Brendan Batchelor is the radio voice for Sportsnet 650. Jeff Patterson yesterday was basically the number one beat reporter for the Vancouver Canucks on TSN 1040. Tomorrow it's Al Murdoch. He's the PA voice, the public address announcer in the arena. On Friday, a really fun one with a guy named Jens. And if you follow me on Twitter, he's the one I do intermission reflections with when I'm at the game, when he's at the game as well. So he's not my season ticket partner and not Mike, but he's the guy who sits in the seats next to me. So all four have been a lot of fun. All four have been a little different. And I'm really excited for the way it's been going. Hopefully that I'll be able to do more of these sit down chats, maybe with some of you in the future. So if you've watched any of them, I would love to hear your feedback. But tomorrow with Al Murdoch, it's a treat. I hope you take a few minutes to. They're kind of long, I get that. So maybe you want to put them on in the background. It's almost like a podcast, except there's visual. If you want to look at my good-looking face, so yeah, put it on tomorrow. It's about 45 minutes. Jeff Patterson was an hour. Brendan Batchelor was about 35 minutes. The Jens one will be about 45 minutes. So these are supposed to be longer form interviews, and you can check it out. You can listen to as much or as little as you want to. So there was that. No, oh, by the way, thank you. I know I should do my usual thank you. I know you could be studying, you could be working, could be doing a combination of both. You could be trying to get some extra sleep, could be watching that stupid Love is Blind, but instead you are here with me, and I appreciate that. And whether you are local, in my neighborhood, in the same city, in the same greater Vancouver area, in the province, country, continent, whatever it may be, I do appreciate you taking the time to watch these things. And I'll do my one ask. If you want to hit the like button and make that thumbs up number go up, I would certainly not complain. And because it's Wednesday night, it means I'm midweek, so I'm not inviting the kids down. So hopefully that doesn't mean you give me a thumbs down, but I'm not inviting the kids down because I do like to keep it a little, distinguish it a little bit from Sunday. And after my rapping performance, my horrible rapping performance on Sunday, I'm not sure if I'm going to do that again, but we can talk about that later. Okay, so thank you again for the feedback to my Zoom interview series. Again, it starts up again tomorrow with Al Murdoch. You're going to really enjoy that one, I promise you. And especially if you're a Vancouver Grizzlies fan, don't forget, he was the PA announcer for the Vancouver Grizzlies for 6 years prior to doing the Vancouver Canucks. So we share a couple Grizzlies stories as well. What else? I guess a big thing, and if you've seen the vlogs, I asked them a bunch of rapid fire questions at the end saying, I call it the six pack. And really, one of the questions is, who's going to be more important to this team going forward? Is it Elias Pettersson or is it Quinn Hughes? And I must admit, at the start of the season, of course, I had Elias Pettersson in my head. He just won the Calder Trophy, franchise centerman, number one centerman. We were blessed to have Henrik, but before Henrik, we didn't really have a true number one. We had guys that were pretty good, but Henrik was our true number one. But then Quinn Hughes had the season he had. He'll be one of the two favorites for the Calder Trophy. And it's interesting. Brendan Batchelor and Jeff Patterson both picked Quinn Hughes as more important than Elias Pettersson. Now, of course, they're not disparaging Elias Pettersson. They're not, downplaying his, but I made them pick one. You'll see what Al Murdoch has to say tomorrow, and you'll see that what Jens has to say on Friday. But really surprising. And the one analogy that I made, and then I'll get to your questions. The one interesting analogy was a lot of people compare Pettersson to Pavel Datsyuk. A good two-way, crafty, skilled forward, a centerman, right? No one has compared Quinn Hughes to Nicholas Lidstrom. They can both skate well, but aside from that, that's where the similarities end. Lidstrom was big, and he played a very tough game where Quinn Hughes plays a very shifty game. But I bring that analogy up because when you think of those great Detroit teams, and I made this point in my vlog today, when you think of those great Detroit teams, if you had to name the best player, I think everyone would name Nicholas Lidstrom. and they wouldn't name Datsuk as good as he was, or Zetterberg as good as he was, or even Shanahan a few years prior, I think most people would indeed name Nicholas Lidstrom. So, which leads me to the fact that I think a lot of people think that's harder to get a number one D-man than it is to get a number one centerman. Now, it's hard to get a number one centerman, but if you look at Canucks history, you can argue that they've had some good players: Edler, Ehrhoff, Lume, Jovanovski, Matthias Olin. But were any of them franchise defensemen? I would say no. And we now have one in Quinn Hughes. So it's set up a fascinating argument. I did a poll question, about 300 votes. It's almost down the middle, 50-50. I think last time I looked, it was 52-48 for Elias Pettersson. So 52-48. No wrong answer, and obviously a first world problem. So there we go. Oh, last thing, I guess. Gary Bettman named with, Adam Silver and Roger Goodell. So basically all the big sports commissioners. Donald Trump wants to meet with them and wants to set up like a task force because he wants public sports. He wants pro sports up and running as soon as possible. So we'll see where that turns out. Okay, that's enough for me. Let's see how we go. Let's aim for 10:45 tonight, but we'll see how we do. We might end a few minutes earlier. We might end a few minutes later. Depends on the quality of the questions and I guess the quality of my answers. So here we go. Thanks again for being here. HSM Fangirl Gaming taking our number one spot per usual. Hey Clay, do you think the NHL should hold the draft lottery via Zoom with Bettman and Daly as well as a rep for each team involved and some media members who tweet results out? I think all creative solutions need to be on the table. I think in my own job, working for the Catholic Archdiocese of Vancouver, on April 3rd, we had our big event. It was supposed to be a retreat for about 100 people. We actually got 1,000 people online. I ran a webinar online. It was pretty crazy, pretty intimidating, but we had 1,000 people, and it led to some really good confidence for us at the Archdiocese that we can move a lot of our events online. I think the NHL, NBA, everyone's going to have to be very creative when it comes to the draft, when it comes to the award shows, whatever it may be. Who knows? In a perfect world, maybe we're up and running by June, July, August, whatever it is. They can still finish off the season however they do, and then they still have a draft and awards. Or maybe they cancel the season, they still have to have the draft and the awards, especially the draft once they figure out the final placement, the final standings, and go from there. So I think all options should be on the table. And if the reality is people aren't getting together for the next little while, next 2-3 months, that might have to be a reality. But no, so that's a great question. So do I think they will? I don't think they will, but I don't think that they've ruled it out either. Christopher, hi Chris. Going off what HSM Fangirl said, they could also broadcast it on TV, for example, on Sportsnet Pacific. Yeah, they could bring people together. They could all be in the same room, actually, in social distance and or physical distance, depending. Maybe the rules are more lax. Maybe it's not just 50 people or fewer, but maybe it's 100 people or fewer. So then you can fit all the executives in, one person from each team in the same room and then broadcast it on TV. So there are many ways they can do it, or they can run it on Zoom and still broadcast it on TV. There are many things that they can do. Alfred, hi Clay. Hello, Alfred. Hope you're well. HSM Vancouver, I'm considering going to a Canucks game next season if possible. What opposing team should I see them play against at Rogers Arena if I decide to go? Well, that's up to you. It depends who you like. Generally you can find a ticket for any team now. It's not like it's not like tickets are impossible to come by. It depends how much you want to pay. I know a guy who sells tickets, or maybe for you, such a loyal listener or loyal viewer, I might just give them to you. But we'll see what happens. But yeah, you can really go. Depends on who you like. Do you want to see a lesser team so you guarantee a Canucks win, although there's no guarantee? Or do you want to see a Connor McDavid or Sidney Crosby or Alex Ovechkin or Nikita Kucherov or all these great players, even Brad Marchand? So really that's up to you, HSM Fangirl, whoever you want to see. And you can get tickets because I know a guy, this good looking guy. TJ, what's your favorite Canucks memory, Clay? Oh, good question. I think it actually was Burrows winning Game 7 with that overtime shot, slaying the Dragon, because I was there in the arena. I think that was my favorite all-time memory as a Vancouver Canuck, because I was there because of the historic, the historic moment it was. I was there when the Canadiens scored their last goal. I think that would be number 2 for me, and then the stanchion goal. BX off the stanchion, because that mean we were going to the Stanley Cup final. So I would say the Slay the Dragon followed by seeing the Sedin's final goal in their final home game. Those are my 2 favorite Canucks memories. Blessed to see them both live. Justin, hey Clay, how are you and your family? We are good, thank you. Hanging in there, indeed. Hope you are too. If you couldn't pick a Canuck to meet in person, which NHL player would you be excited to meet and why? I answered that great question, Justin. I answered this a few podcasts ago. I think Alex Ovechkin would be hilarious because now he has a Stanley Cup ring. He doesn't have any Olympic gold medals because the Russian team has gotten wiped by by Team Canada recently. But Ovechkin is a gregarious, personality. He's a lot of fun. He's good in the community, and he's smart, right? As he gets older and he gets wiser, he's becoming more of a veteran. I would love to, meet Alex Ovechkin. I think that would be a lot of fun, and I would even get more excited to meet Ovechkin over Sidney Crosby. I think Connor McDavid too. He doesn't have the best personality I've ever seen, but he seems, you can say that you basically met the best player in the game right now. So if I had to pick one, though, I think I'd pick Alex Ovechkin. Alfred, I'm going off topic. It has been exactly a year since the Notre Dame Cathedral in Paris was on fire. The bells rang for the first time. What are your reflections for what happened in Paris last year? Oh, Alfred, that is off topic. Anything is sad, like any tragedy like that, especially when it's a historical building and the fact that it was a Catholic, the Catholic cathedral. Of course, it's sad, and I didn't get too much into the politics of why they're spending so much money on rebuilding it when they could give the money to the poor. Catholic Church, like many places, does a lot of really good things for the poor throughout the world. So I think overall it's sad, and you're just grateful that it wasn't worse and that there wasn't more damage or people were killed in that way. Good question. It's just Fangirl, are you a Toronto Blue Jays fan, Clay? No, and that's not because I don't have any anti-Toronto bias. I just don't like baseball, quite frankly. It's not my cup of tea. Nahal, hey Clay, how's your day? It was good. Thank you, Nahal. It was busy. I had 5 or 6 meetings, work, and I don't know if any of you guys, whether it's work or school, 8 hours straight on a computer can be intense, right? Unlike my office where I could go for a walk or go talk to people or go grab a coffee, well, I can do all that at home, but it's the same for other people all the time, right? And our dog, but at least at the office, you can go outside, go out for lunch, whatever it may be. So 8 hours at home, although I love it. I love being with Gail and the 3 kids and our dog, Mickey. It is pretty intense. So, but to answer your question, my day went really well. Thank you. And a couple other cool things that we did. I went for a bike ride. If you saw me on Twitter, I posted that, and I hate jogging. Look at me, it look like a jog, but I love bike riding. So if any of you live in Richmond, Stevenson area, it's beautiful. I took a 45-minute bike ride today, did about 7 or 8 kilometers. You might say that's really slow, but yeah, I'm not the fastest bike rider, but great exercise. I should have stretched though, and then love being outside. And then we pulled out the outdoor patio set today, and we ate our nice barbecue steaks outside. So I had a very blessed day. I had a very good day. Nahal, if you could keep one, who would you keep, Besser or Horvat? Wow. I love them both, but Horvat's my favorite player, and I think he brings more to your team than Besser does. Besser's great, and I want him to do really well, and I am not worried about him being in a slump at all. I want him to have an injury-free season, but if I had to pick one, I would actually pick Horvat because how valuable he is as a leader and as a centerman as well, and the fact that he's very good on faceoffs, and I think he's still developing as well. Love them both, but if I had to pick one, I'd pick Horvat, and I would argue Horvat might be even cheaper. TJ, Höglander or Podkolzin? Like Podkolzin, when we had the draft, then I watched what Höglander did, and I learned more about Höglander, and I think he's really good as well. But I still think Podkolzin still has the higher ceiling, quite frankly, and that's why he was drafted 10th overall instead of 40th overall. But I think Höglander was a steal in the 2nd round, and I think he'll be great. They'll both be great, but I'm excited to see what Podkolzin can do for sure. Nahal, I was watching the weird NHL video that the NHL posted, and there's a clip of Travis Green scoring. It was weird seeing him as a player. Yeah, he wasn't the best player ever. He's kind of one of those 3rd line, 4th line guys. But yeah, remember, a lot of these coaches, we don't think it because it happened 30 years ago or whatever, but a lot of these coaches were decent players. Not all, but a lot of them were. Nux 649. Hey, Clay, I hope you and your family is doing great, staying healthy and staying home. Yep, all those things. Thank you, Nux, and I hope you are well as well. Alfred, I'm looking forward to your interview with Al Murdoch. Thanks, Alfred. It's a lot of fun. And yeah, his booming voice comes through loud and clear. It was a really great interview. So it'll be live at 9 a.m. tomorrow morning. TJ, do you think Colin will get a chance to make the team next year? I do, especially if the Canucks are able to unload some contracts and some salary and make space. But I remember last time on Sunday, I was trying to add up who I think will be on the Canucks, and there's still 15 or 16 forwards, but it's kind of like that every year. There's about 16 or 17 forwards, then a couple guys get sent down that you wouldn't expect, and then they carry maybe 2 extra forwards, 14 guys, and then a guy gets hurt inevitably. So, but I think Colin will get a chance to make the team. Whether or not he makes the team, that's up to him, up to how well he does, but I think he'll get a chance for sure. Similarly, Nahal, when do you think Ulevi and Wu will play in the NHL? Ulevi, I think, will get a shot next year as well. Whether he starts as a third pairing or a seventh D-man, or maybe he's the first Utica call-up. I fully expect Ulevi to be in the NHL sometime next year, and I think Jet Wu's still a couple years away. And I think Jet Wu's going to max out as a top, as a third pairing D-man for sure. Aiden, hey, how are you? I'm great, Aiden. Hope you're doing well as well. Navaneeth, I think I saw Jacob die a little bit during that wrap. Yeah, it wasn't my finest moment. I've had some good moments. I will give myself props when I should, but I will also admit when I wasn't that good, and I wasn't that good. I can't blame Dexter. I think usually Dexter writes really good rhymes and good flow. I think I just messed it up, or maybe it didn't fit well. I can't remember, but that's fine. TJ, what's your favorite game, Canucks game that you went to? Yeah, I think it was definitely that Chicago-Vancouver Game 7, April 2011. Aiden, could you give me a shout out, please, Clay? Hello, Aiden. There you go. Nahal, what's your favorite team to watch when you go to a game? Oh, that's a great question. I like, I don't get to see the Maple Leafs play because we always sell those tickets. I enjoy seeing the Canucks play Edmonton because of Connor McDavid and Draisaitl, but not much other. I like the Calgary Flames games. I think those are intense. Boston still has, some intensity to them for sure. I have never seen Tampa play live. I was supposed to see them. That was going to be the middle of March. I was going to go with my friend Marie, the anthem singer, but unfortunately that didn't happen. That would be the first time I'd see Tampa live. So I was excited about that. So I think, I like the Vancouver-Calgary games. I think they're always intense for sure. And the Eastern teams, you don't get to see them as much, but I enjoy Washington because of Backstrom and Ovechkin, of course. So yeah, maybe teams like that. Winnipeg, although you guys know it's my second favorite team, I'm not sure if they're the most exciting team to watch. They can be with Laine and Connor and Scheifele, but I'll go with Calgary maybe in the West and Washington and Tampa in the East. Montreal, I beat a couple games. They've been good. They're nothing special, but it's more because of the fans, right? And then Toronto, I've heard is just a gong show in there, which would be cool. Kaigan, hi Clay, how's quarantine life? We're doing okay. I've adjusted well, and it's going well. Thank you, Kaigan, for asking. Dexter, do you think Jack Hughes and Kaapo Kakko should have spent another year developing in the NCAA and Liga respectively before coming to the NHL? That's a tough question. I've seen stuff where Jack Hughes statistically didn't have a great year, but, would they have dominated, would Jack have dominated the NCAA? Would Kakko have dominated Liga? Tough to say. Maybe they would have, and then people would have said, well, why aren't they over in the NHL? So it's easy to say now, but I don't think anyone was worried about, them when they got drafted and when they made the teams, the Devils and the Rangers respectively out of October. So do I think so? No, I think they just didn't rip it up. They had their moments, but I think they were fine. I think they will be fine. Brock Besser, hey, hello, Brock. Nux, I love watching when the Leafs, Flames, Kings, Pens are in town. Yeah, Kings, that's interesting. Not sure why. Yeah, but Leafs, Flames, Pens, I would go with all of that. I love watching. Okay, Jamie. Hey, Clay, how's it going with you, buddy? I'm great. Jamie, thank you. Hope you're well. Who's coming down with you tonight? Sean, Jacob, or Kayla? None of them, Jamie, because it's Wednesday. I don't bring them down midweek anymore just to make it different than the weekend ones. Justin, tough question about Petey versus Hughes. Before this season began, no questions asked Petey for sure, but now I think it's Hughes, franchise demon. I've never been easy to let alone them being a Canuck. Yeah, exactly my reasoning, and that's kind of what I articulated today. But you can't go wrong with either guy. We are blessed to have both. Kagan, what do you think the NHL will do about the draft? Well, they got to wait till the season ends first, because the season dictates the draft order, and then we go from there. So I think the draft's going to end up being in August or September, or even later, depending if they want to try and get some games in here. Good question. But I think it'll be done either virtually or in person, but it won't be until August or September, if that. Nux, I would go watch Pittsburgh to see Crosby and Malkin play. Yep, absolutely. Nahal, who do you think was better this season, Draisaitl or McDavid? Yeah, Draisaitl obviously had more points. McDavid missed some games because of injury. Yeah, who was better this season? I think, like, if I could only pick one for this season to win the Hart Trophy MVP, I'd pick Draisaitl over McDavid, because even when McDavid was playing, I think, of course, they play together. They basically assist on each other's goals. But I think Draisaitl was even beating McDavid, or was right there in the scoring race when McDavid was around. Good question, though. I think this season it was Draisaitl. Next, would you trade Austin Matthews for Elias Pettersson? Wow. Wow, that's a tough question. Austin Matthews is a good player, despite how silly he looks in that mustache. He's a very good player. Like, you can't deny that, despite his immaturity and that Phoenix incident. Wow. Would I trade Austin Matthews for Elias Pettersson? I think if it was 1-for-1 and money was equal, which it isn't, yes, I would entertain that, because as much as I think Pettersson is going to be a top 10 player, I think Matthews could be a top 5 player. Having said that, there's a reason why Austin Matthews went number 1 and Pettersson went number 5, although some would argue Pettersson should have gone 1 or 2. Having said that, at their stages of their careers, because Pettersson still has 1 more year on a cheap deal and Austin Matthews is already into his massive deal, when you factor in contracts and stuff, I don't know if it's a slam dunk. How's that? We'll see. What do you guys think? Good question, though. Knock 649. No, I just answered that. Brock, how old were you when you went to your first Canucks game? Oh, that's a good question. I went to like a couple back in the Pacific Coliseum, but I can barely remember them. And then I started going more at Rogers Arena, which was before GM Place when they moved there in the late 90s. So I probably went to a game or two as a teen, but I truly can't remember my first game. It's kind of bad. I don't remember what my first game was. So probably in my teens, but then not seriously until late 90s, early 2000s, and then became season ticket holder 2011. So I was going multiple times a season, but not till I was 36 years old in 2010. I don't give Kachuk Clay. Hello, Paul. Hope you're well. Hope you're doing well. Thanks for popping on. Nice to see you. Keep up the good work on your channel. Dexter Horvat, 100%. Yeah, that's what I said too. Tayyab, who do you think will retire as a Canuck and is currently in the roster? Alex Edler, maybe, because he's still got 1 more year left on his deal. I'd love to say that Pettersson and Hughes will retire as Canucks. I have a feeling that Horvat is a lifer. I'm trying to think of any older guys who will retire, because there might be a couple older guys that retire. Like Louis Eriksson may retire as a Canuck because no one else takes him. It doesn't mean he'll get a jersey retired or anything like that. So maybe, a guy like who's older, could retire as a Canuck. But I tend to think towards the young guys, and maybe Horvat, maybe Edler. No, Edler's not young, and maybe Hughes or Pettersson. But I'd like to think that, but so much can change so quickly in the NHL, as we know. The Sedins were a rare breed where they stayed with one team for their entire career. Miller or Besser? JT Miller right now, I think he's more, it's surprising for me to say this, but I think he's more, what's the word? Not diverse. Oh my gosh, I had a brain fart. What's the word where you can do a lot of things? He's more, versatile, of course. He's more versatile. But I still love Brock Besser, as you guys know. Brock, it was 17 degrees Celsius today in Victoria. How's the weather in Richmond? It was beautiful. It got up to 15 or 16 as well. So I spent some time outside, like I said, in my bike ride, and then we ate dinner outside tonight. Yeah, it was beautiful. Nux649 says Miller over Besser. Dexter says Travis Green had 455 points in 970 games. That's impressive. That's obviously like almost half a point a game, so 0.49 or 0.48 or whatever the math is, but just under 0.5. So that's pretty good. Like, it's not like he just played 3 seasons, 970 games. That's a 12, 14-year career. That's very impressive. I know Islanders were one of the teams. Who else did he play for? Nux, NHL says playoffs likely to be in the summer, Clay. Okay, good. Let's go with that. Nahal, do you like Green as a coach? I do. I think he's a good. He protects his players in the media. I think he's good in the room. I know his players respect him. They enjoy playing for him. And I think he's done the best generally as he could with the roster he has. You can argue about some of his lineup decisions or some of his line combos, but overall, I do think he's a good coach. Nux, I don't like Green. We should have kept AV. Yeah, but that was at the end of the 2012-2013 season where AV got fired. Because remember, there's still being John Tortorella and then Willie Desjardins in between. Alfred, what are your thoughts about the Canucks looking for someone to fill the role of president of hockey operations? Are they in a rush to look for someone? I haven't heard that they're in a rush. In fact, they've gone so long without that role since they got rid of Linden a couple of years ago. So I don't think they're in a rush. I think they even talked about having a different type of management system, i.e. Jim Benning, John Weisbrod, and so on and so forth. They also, Chris Gear, they promoted, I can't remember his title. So no, I haven't heard much about the race for that actually to fill that position. Miller or Parkhausen or Hoglander? Well, it depends what you're talking about. Are you talking about who's going to have the best career or who do I want right now? I love what Miller's doing. I think Parkhausen and Hoglander are at least 2 years away still. Dexter, it was a good flow, but you messed it up. All good though. You've done well in all the other ones, except the one where Alexa was on the beat. Oh, well, she's going to talk now. Or did I unplug her? Okay, good. Alexa, give me a beat.
Kick it.
Like, what is this? This is brutal. No, she's even saying it. Alexa, stop. Okay. Yeah, it wasn't. Generally, my raps have been good. I'd say 75% have been good, but I might give it a break for a little bit. Not that I don't like your rhymes, Dexter, but maybe we have to come up with haikus or something else. But we'll see. Sue, hey there, Clay. Hello, Sue. I think that's a new name. Thanks for being on here, Sue. Aiden, my uncle and I are always watching the games versus the Flames and versus the Canucks. We trash talk each other, and it's kind of funny. Which team you think is better? That's a good question. I think Calgary underachieved this year. I think we overachieved. I do like our roster, and I like our future better. Although Calgary's got a decent future, but of course, I think that the Vancouver team is better, and we would have finished ahead of them actually in points percentage. It would have gone Vegas, Edmonton, Vancouver, and then Calgary if they go by points percentage to end the season. So that's funny you guys trash talk, but no, I like our team for sure. Aiden, have you seen my YouTube videos regarding hockey lately? Aiden, I saw the one that you did about Ellis Pettersson. I thought that was good, but I haven't seen anyone past that since then. I'll pop on your channel a bit later today or tomorrow. Now, JT Miller was rated the 10th best left winger of the season by the NHL. Only 10th best, huh? I think that's a little low, but I'm sure there's some really good players ahead of him. Cody, hey Clay, honest question, but would you watch the NHL if it resumed in the summer with a different format, or would it not feel the same to you? As a hockey fan, as a vlogger, I would watch no matter what they do. If they came out and said it's gonna be a 3-on-3 for 3 hours, I would watch it. If they came out and said they're gonna, all wear weird colors, I'd watch it. I love hockey that much, and I think mature enough to realize that there might be some concessions, there might be some modifications because of the strange times that we're in. So a good honest question, my honest answer is yes, I will watch no matter what they do. I don't think it's gonna be that gimmicky, whatever they do, because there's a lot of smart people, there's a lot of money at stake. So I will watch for sure. Manpreet, who would you rather have, Petey or Hughes? Okay, so Manpreet, I'm not sure if you wrote that as I was talking about it, or if you wrote that right before or right after to be sarcastic. That's basically what I talked about in my vlog all day today, is who would, oh man. At the start of the season, I would have said Petey. Now, if I had to pick one, I might say Hughes, actually. They're both outstanding players, and we are blessed to have both of them. It's a first world problem. That's what I kept saying in my vlog today. But if I absolutely had to pick one, I would say Hughes. Dexter says Hughes as well. Nahal, do you think Ovi will break Gretzky's record? Yeah, I do. I do. If he stays healthy, I think he's got a shot. I really think he's got a shot. Nahal, who do you think will be the assistant captain when Edler retires? I think it could be Pettersson. Well, technically, they have 4 associates, right? This year, it's Tanev, Edler, or maybe 3. Tanev, Edler, and Sutter for sure. I thought there's another forward, or maybe it's both. Maybe just the 4 of them. So you usually have at least 3 associate captains. So when Edler retires, I think it could go to Pettersson. I really do, because it'll be 1 more year. So then Pettersson will be 3 years in. But yeah, I think it would be Pettersson. JT Miller, if he's around for a bit. Yeah, if Tanev just come back, they got to replace him too. So we'll see. Who do you think? Yeah, Nux649 says Miller. Tayeb, do you think Markstrom will retire as a Canuck? I have a feeling no. I have a feeling if they might not be able to sign him, although he's a priority. I'm not sure if they'll be able to sign him this time. And even if they don't sign him this time, or even if they do sign him this time, he might want a quick, depending on how long this one is, he might want a 1 or 2 year deal to end off his career, and the Canucks wouldn't want to re-sign him to that. So we'll see. So I don't think he'll retire as a Canuck, but I think his best years will be here when he was Vancouver. Horvat or Besser? Manpreet, I answered that earlier. I said Horvat just by a hair. Kaigan, who was with you went to your first Canucks game? I can't remember. It must be my dad, because he would be the one that would take me. So I'm going to go with my dad, but this is kind of bad. I can't even remember, quite frankly. Dean, if we could trade Louis Eriksson or Brandon Sutter or any other bad contract and had to throw in Michael DiPietro to make it happen, would you do it? I would consider it if we could. That means we could sign by getting rid of Eriksson or Sutter, and it means that we can have both Markstrom and Toffoli back. Markstrom at a decent clip for the next 4 or 5 years until Demko's ready. I do think we can find another goaltender by the time Markstrom gone and Demko's the starter. So I would consider it. I like DiPietro. I like him a lot, but there's no one that says that. I mean, we don't know for sure that he's going to be a bona fide even starter in the league. So I would consider it for sure. No, who do you think will lead the Canucks in points next season? I think it'll be Pettersson. It'll be Pettersson or Miller, but I'd say Pettersson. It'll be close, like it was this year. Nux, ask Alexa a question about Vancouver Canucks. Okay, that's a good. Alexa, who led the Vancouver Canucks in scoring this season?
JT Miller is the leading scorer for the Vancouver Canucks with 27 goals. Did that answer your question?
It did. Alexa, do you think I'm good looking? Huh, stunned her. Alexa, do you think that I'm good looking?
I'm sure you look great, though it's what's inside that counts.
Okay, we'll go with that. Thank you, Alexa. Alexa, stop. That was just for you, Nux. Nahal, Clay, can you sing a song right now, please? No, sorry. I don't do requests, and you guys know I don't sing. That's the reason why. There's a reason why I write the lyrics, I create the videos, I play the piano, I recruit players, I recruit singers like Marie. But there's a reason why someone like Marie sings is much better than I am, and I want to keep the very few viewers that are still on here. But thank you. Maybe one day, maybe the same day we do the house tour, and we get Gail on here. We'll just make it a triple threat that night. Kaigan, what made you want to create your YouTube channel? Oh, great question. I created it 10 or 12 years ago, mostly to share videos about my family, actually. So my early videos are about my family, my kids growing up, or about my Catholic faith and some of my work with my speaking and stuff like that. And then my channel really started to grow when it was the 2010 Olympics, because I started to vlog the Winter Olympics every day. And then I moved that to Canucks vlogging. And then when the Seahawks made the Super Bowl on back-to-back years in 2013 and 2014, or 2014, 2015, whatever it was, my channel blew up because I was getting 300,000 views on a Seattle Seahawks parody. Now, a lot of those people obviously still not here because they realize I'm a Canucks channel, not a Seahawks channel. But that really, so I think it was that progression. It was starting off in 2008, 2009 with family videos and work videos, and then 2010 Winter Olympics, then 2011 to 13 Canucks, and then 2014, 15 Seahawks, and then Canucks and parody music from there on in. Thank you for asking that. That's a great question. If you want to go to my, I don't know how many videos I have on here now, over 1,000. If you want to go back and see some of my early videos, they're quite funny. My kids are young. Sean and Jake are really young, and I'm very skinny, so all those things. Tayeb, do you think Hughes is underrated in the NHL? I wouldn't say underrated because I think he's getting his love. I think people know who he is. So I wouldn't say he's underrated, but I think, I wouldn't say he's underrated because underrated would suggest that people don't give him respect or they don't know how good he is. But I do think that people know how good he is, and I think that's really exciting. Nux 649, PD too young. That's probably about the associate captain, maybe. But McDavid was young when they named him captain. Nahal and PD would only be the associate or assistant. He wouldn't be the main guy. Nahal, Miller should be the assistant. Yep, I can see that. Brock, are you a fan of expansion drafts? I don't really like them because they can take a key player away from your team. Yeah, Brock, but you have to have them. You can't just bring a team in the league. They pay all this money to get in the league, and they say, oh, all your players have to come from Europe, or all your players you got to build through the regular draft. No, you need the expansion draft. It's the only fair and equitable way to get a team up and running. Now, I don't like how quickly Vegas got so good. We've talked about that a few times on this channel, how they did that. I don't think Seattle's going to be that good that fast, but no, you need the expansion draft. So I wouldn't say I'm a fan of them, but they are necessary. Cody, who does Quinn Hughes remind you of most style-wise? Do you see Norris trophies in his future? Yeah, style-wise, good question, because he skates really well. You know who's a really good skater, actually, that I think was underrated, even though because we hated him so much? Duncan Keith was a really good skater. Drew Doughty is a very good skater. Now, obviously, Quinn Hughes doesn't play the same as them style-wise from a standpoint. He's a lot smaller than them. But those, you think of the really, really elite D-men from the past few years, like Keith and like Doughty. I know they're past the prime now, but they're really good because they're really, really good skaters. You know, he doesn't play like Hedman. Hedman's too big. Petrangelo's a little big. So yeah, you know, he kind of reminds me of a Jared Spurgeon, but because of the size, but way better than Jared Spurgeon, obviously. So yeah, there's my answer. And do we see any Norris trophies? Yeah, I do. I think he could win a couple before his career's done. Dean, who do they get rid of so Colin or Ole Levy can make the team? Yeah, up front you got to get rid of. You know, you don't there's guys like Ferland might not come back depending on how he is. Could you trade a Beagle or a Sutter or an Erickson? You got to make space, right? There's still McEwen knocking on the door, so it'll be tough. And then I think on the blue line depends. They could get rid of both Tanev and Stetcher, which would be a big loss. Then you bring up Rafferty and then maybe Trampkin, which I'm not a fan of, as you know, and then Ole Levy. So I think there's going to be more room on the blue line than there is up front. Christopher, last live stream you asked what kind of dog I'm getting. My dog family's getting a Legato, an Italian dog bred. Maybe that's breed. I hope it's not dog bred. That doesn't sound good. Dog breed that is hyperallergenic and is known for truffle hunting. Okay, I'm gonna look up Legato as soon as I'm gonna look it up right now. Legato dog. Legato. That's why I have my phone here. My computer. Oh, I don't know if you guys can see that. Very cute. That's a very cute dog, the Legato. Very good. Okay, Chris. Who was it? That was Christopher, right? Yes, Christopher. Good luck, and let me know when you. Oh, very cute, actually. Let me know when you come up with a name for Legato. Maybe you should name him like Legato. No, that doesn't make sense. Christopher, what name do you think is best? These are my top. Oh, here we go. I didn't see this. What name do you think is best? These are the top 4 my family has, and we are having a hard time deciding. And it's a boy. Scruffy or Scruff? Sully, Truffle, or Bailey? Oh, all good. Scruffy's kind of funny, but I don't know if you want to name the dog after an adjective. Truffle sounds like a food, or truff. Sorry, it's not truffle. Bailey sounds like an actual dog's name. And Sully, that's for that guy from one of those like Disney shows, right, or something. I'm sure you guys are all going to correct me who that is. I like Bailey of those ones. I do. I like Bailey. It's funny. We were deciding for Mickey, and I wanted Mickey to be, what the heck? I don't remember. What name did I want for Mickey? I guess I lost the bet, obviously, because we didn't name I can't remember now. What did I want? I can't believe I just had brain fart. I know Mickey was on the table. I know that this is horrible. I haven't made a poll on here. I just had a huge brain fart. Okay, I'm going to come back with you on Sunday with all the names that we had for Mickey. I know Mickey wasn't my choice. I lost. It was like a Pugsley or something. No, Presley. That's what I want. I wanted Presley for our dog because, like Elvis, Presley. I think Presley's a cute dog's name. So I wanted Presley. Gail and Kayla wanted Mickey. We had Kobe in there, which actually would have been nice given that Kobe Bryant's passing. Kobe was a finalist. Presley was my pick, and Mickey. And there's one other one like Moana or something from another Disney show. But we went with Mickey for sure. Okay, that was a bit of a tangent. Manpreet showed up late. No problem. I'm just happy that you're here. You can ask whatever you want, even if I answered it already. I might just refer to an earlier answer. 10:41. Okay, there's no way we're gonna be done by 10:45. Nahal, have you ever seen anyone wearing an Erickson jersey? No, not by choice, quite frankly. Miller, I'm not even sure what that's because I'm so slow now. Hey Clay, who comes up first, Ulevi or Rafferty? I think Rafferty makes the team out of camp. I think Ulevi is a first call up or makes the team as well. But if I had to pick one, I think Rafferty comes up before Ulevi. Nut 649, laughing probably at Alexa. Dexter, give us a riddle. Give us a riddle. How about this? Well, an actual riddle or just kind of a joke? Okay, let's go with what is black and white? Okay, no, listen, here's this. This is kind of bad. Okay, what's this? a short guy playing the piano. Okay, that's not really a riddle, but I thought that was good. Okay, that's why I'm not a comedian either. Okay, tell us a joke. Okay, no, that was not appropriate. Zombie, that was not appropriate. Okay, actually, you know what I'll do? I'll give you like 10 knock jokes because this is what I like to do. No, you know what? I'm going to end off, instead of wrapping tonight, I'm going to end off this live stream with my 10 knock jokes, and that will be all the riddles and jokes all put into one. So get ready for that in about 5 or 10 minutes. 10 back-to-back knock jokes. Things will never be the same. Okay, Alfred, with this whole COVID thing happening and the physical distancing going on, how creative will the NHL be in order to announce who obtained the first overall draft pick of the upcoming draft? It depends. Depends. I think if they can still get some of the season in, if they come up with they can still come up with the order of standings, right? Order of teams in the standings, and they can still do their usual lottery for the lottery teams. So I don't think they'll have to get that creative if they have some semblance of season and or finality to the season. If they can all agree that this is the point where we say we deem the regular season to end, you can still do your draft order. I don't think it's gonna be a thing where every team's gonna have a chance to get the first overall pick. I think it really comes down to how they base their standings. Now, if you could keep only one Canucks item in your house, what would it be? It can be anything related to Canucks. Only one item Canucks related. I think I would keep a jersey, and I would likely keep my Quinn Hughes black skate jersey. With all due respect to the Sedins and Besser and Horvat and Pettersson and David Booth, I have one of those jerseys. With all due respect to my Horvat, throw pillow that Mickey barks at, to my playoff towels, to my flags, to my cups, to my T-shirts, my black Canucks hoodie that I wear in all my vlogs. I really like that one. No, I probably go with my black Quinn Hughes jersey because I like it. It looks good. I look good in it, and I'm just kidding about, of course. And then my friends gave it to me for my birthday. So I think that, there's other stuff that's sentimental, but I don't have anything that's super sentimental where like my favorite player is signed or anything. I'm not a big autograph guy. I like taking pictures. I like meeting the guys, but I'm not a big autograph guy. Sean has a golf hat signed by Bo Horvat. That's pretty cool. We have bobbleheads, but yeah, I think maybe my Dexter. I saw Dexter, my Quinn Hughes black skate jersey. Okay, I better go a little bit faster, and then Nucks 300K views. Sheesh. Yeah, look up my two Seahawks parodies. One I think is 250. One is over 300 now, or close to 300K. Nucks, Clay, what are your 10 things you can't live without? Oh, family, religious artifacts, probably my phone, admittedly, food, sushi, my piano. Okay, if you count my family as 4 different people, then are up to 10 or so. I should probably do a better answer, but that's off the top of my head. Now, do you think Makar is better than Hughes? I think they're tied. That's such a cop-out answer. I think if we had Makar, we would love him just as much as we love Hughes. I think they're both great players. Dexter, hard to say. Yeah, Brock, I wish a team can protect a bit more players. Yeah, some think we're not tough enough. Hell of a shot. What's up, Nemo? I'm good, thank you. Thanks for the... Yeah, I'm good, thank you. Who remembers Nick Dowd? Nucks 649. I do. He's playing for Washington still, right? Brock Besser. Me. Yeah. Kygan. Do you see Stanley Cup in the future for the Canucks? I do. I keep saying that I think they'll be a strong contender for the Cup in 2024, 2025. So probably 4 or 5 years from now. I think they'll make the playoffs before then, but I think that's when they're really going to be in their peak. Dexter, since you're Chinese or part Chinese, yeah, I'm half Chinese. Emo, my late father is Japanese and my mom's Chinese, so I'm half. Do you get offended when people stereotype Chinese people about the coronavirus? If not, can I tell a joke? No, I don't get offended because it takes a lot to offend me. It's up to you if you want people, quote, judging you on the joke, but no, you can tell the joke. I might not read it out loud though, but you can type it. I can't do anything about that. So I'll leave that up to you, Dexter. Nucks, 2021 champs. That's a little early for me, but that's okay. Chris, do you think it's unfair that Vegas doesn't have to give anyone up in the expansion draft, even though they have better than the majority of the league since they joined? No, I don't think that's unfair. They worked within the rules, and other GMs were dumb enough to give them picks or give them extra players to protect other players. So I think it's good on Vegas. It drives me nuts because they're in our division and they already made the Stanley Cup Finals in their first year. But no, they don't. I don't think they have to give anyone back. That they did really well in their draft. Dexter, Christopher, you have to name him Dexter. is a dog's name. Name him Zuko. Zuko is a dog's name. Okay, so we got a Dexter, we got a Zuko. Dexter is better than Bailey. Kaigan, good night, Clay. Nice stream. Thanks for the entertainment. No problem, Kaigan. Although I'm sure you're gone already because I'm so slow. Dexter, a zombie. Yeah, LOL. Yeah, that was my short person playing the piano. Edmund, hey, Clay, I almost forgot about the stream. No problem. I'm almost done, but that's okay. What's your take on Trump taking money away from the World Health Organization? You think he's showing as being more incompetent? Yeah, I think Trump's a moron. And for him to think that the WHO isn't trying to act in the best interest of everyone, not just the states, but everyone, just shows how ignorant Trump is. Nux649, I keep the 2011 towels. Yes, that's good. Dexter, would you rather keep a Canucks jersey signed by Tyler Madden or a puck that Quinn Hughes gave you? Jerseys are always nice. You can do more with jerseys than puck, even though Tyler Madden didn't even get to play with the Canucks. But I've talked about before, the pucks, they don't mean a big deal to me. So I would probably take the jersey. Yeah, Alfred. My joke before your jokes. What is blue and light? Okay, I don't know. I'm sure it's down below, but we'll see. What is blue and light? Okay, I'll wait for that. Brock, I don't know why, but Hughes in the black flying skate looks so sick. I agree. Dexter, food and sushi is one thing, Clay. Yeah, no, there's other types of food too. Edmund, what would you say is the Canucks' best one-hit wonder? I'd say Rafi Torres. His impact was huge for the 2011 team. Starts-wise, Anson Carter is great, but I feel Torres had a better impact. Yeah, Torres, we saw it when they played the games. He hurt Joe Thornton in that San Jose series. He was a beast. He had some offensive ability. Yeah, I think Rafi Torres is a great one-hit wonder. I think that's a good answer. Jason King is another one who had a bunch of goals playing with the Sedins and then got taken off the line and basically never heard from again. So either Rafi Torres or Jason King. Dexter, when Brock said he wishes a team could protect more players, I'm sorry. When Brock said he wishes a team could protect more players, he was talking about the expansion draft. Yeah, that's tricky. Thank you for the clarification, Dexter. That's tricky because as soon as you add one more roster player that every team is allowed to protect, that's another 30 good players that are protected, and it further waters down who Seattle is going to be able to pick. So we'll see. As we know, you can either do seven. I think it's 7 forwards, 3 D-men, and 1 goalie, or it's 10 skaters. No, that's 7 and 3. Or 8. I don't know what the rule is. I know one of them is 7 forwards, 3 D-men, and 1 goalie. I don't know. The other one is a combination of like 8 or 9 skaters, where then that way you can go over more D-men or over more forwards. But I can't remember what the two options are. But I know one of them is 7-3-1. Yeah, I think if you add a 12th to every team, it just waters down the potential for Seattle that too much. Nahal, is Hughes a really quiet guy? Have you met him? I can't remember. Yeah, I've met him. I met him at the Canucks golf tournament. He was very quiet, very humble, very nice. He was talking about, I remember, I talked about he was eating all these sour candies, which is kind of funny while he was golfing. But quiet, he's still outspoken. Like, he still speaks. We've heard him. He's confident in the way, not cocky, but he's confident. But I think he's soft-spoken and he's quiet from a standpoint of he'll never raise his voice. He'll never be the most excited guy in the room. Nuck says he's really shy. Yeah, that's fair. Brock, I was talking about the expansion draft. Yeah, my bad. Sorry. Christopher, I have a picture in my basement that has Besser and Pettersson on it, on both their autographs. Also, I have an autographed rookie card of Thatcher Demko. All excellent things. That's pretty cool, Chris. Alfred, light blue. Oh, that is so bad. That is so bad, man. That is so bad. Edmund, if I were Trump, I would focus on getting through this, and once the pandemic is over, they can do the blame game. Yep, well said. Alfred, facepalm. Yep. Chris, the other is 8 skaters and 1. Okay, thank you. So it's 7-3-1, 7 forwards, 3 defensemen, 1 goalie, 11, or it's 8 skaters and 1 goalie. And like I said, the reason why you can only go 8 skaters, or that an option, imagine basically if you want to protect more than 3 D-men, like if you want to protect 4, then you go 4-4-1. Or if you want to protect 8 forwards for some reason, and then you go 8 forwards and 1 goalie. Nux, Clay, I know you're not a doctor, but why is my face always puffy and swollen when I wake up? I don't know if this is a joke or you're setting me up for something bad, Nux, but I don't know. And you're right, I am not a doctor. Maybe you have allergies. Maybe you rub your eyes when you're sleeping. Maybe you slap yourself in the face. Who knows? Maybe you ate something bad before you went to bed. Anyone knows? Oh, now I feel bad. It sounds like you're serious. It might be allergies. It might be allergies. Daniel, hey Clay, how are you doing? I'm great, Daniel. Hope you're doing well. Thanks for coming on. Although if you just got on, I'm probably just about to get off in a sec. Nux 649. I look like my cheeks look really puffy every morning. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know why why that would happen. And I'm sorry to hear that, actually. And then I made it to the end. Okay, perfect. 10:52. Wow. I keep saying that these are supposed to be shorter than the Sunday ones, but they actually go just as long without the kids. Okay, so thank you. Thank you for watching this. If you have time, I would invite you to check out my Zoom interviews with Brendan Batchelor on Monday, with Jeff Patterson yesterday. Watch my vlog from today, and then tomorrow. Yeah, Dexter, I didn't see the question. I must have skipped the question because I only saw your punchline of because they ate the bat. But I don't know what the question was. Yeah, don't worry. The Not jokes are coming next. Don't worry. But I want to do my proper send off. So check out my Bachelor interview from Monday. Not the Bachelor, Brendan Batchelor. Jeff Patterson yesterday. Al Murdoch tomorrow. A lot of fun. And my friend Jens on Friday. But the Al Murdoch one tomorrow, I think you guys are going to have a really, really a good time with that. I see this. Ali Mott. Thoughts on Mott and Demko. Ali Mott, I don't know if you are related to Mott, because that's your screen name. But I would say this anyways. I like Mott. I think he's a good hustle player. I think he's a great player for our bottom six. And Thatcher Demko, I like it a lot. And Dexter, you said I asked it again, but I don't see the question again. But that's okay. I have to look at it later. I want to give you my not jokes. Okay. So thank you for watching. Subscribe if you like to, but I think you've already subscribed. Like this video if you like to. I know I say that in all my regular vlogs. Subscribe if you like to. Like this video if you like to. And yeah, take care of yourselves. Take care of each other. Stay safe. And thanks for being here. I know you could be doing anything else, but I appreciate you taking an hour out of your time, for those of you that stuck around the whole time, to hang out and to chat Canucks. And we'll continue to get through this. We'll continue to take care of each other, to check in on each other, and to enjoy some of the lighter things going on, despite how serious things are right now. So take care of yourselves. And as I wind up, I'm just going to do these 10 not jokes, and then we are out of here. Knock, knock. Who's there? Boo. Don't cry. It's only a joke. Knock, knock. Tank. You're welcome. Of course, you're supposed to be saying who's there. Knock, knock. Hutch. Bless you. Knock, knock. Who? I didn't know you an owl. Knock, knock. A little old lady? Oh, I didn't know you could yodel. Knock, knock. Dwayne. Dwayne the bathtub. I'm drowning. Knock, knock. Cantaloupe. Cantaloupe tonight. My parents are around. Knock, knock. Highway cop. Highway cop every morning at 7. Knock, knock. Isabel. Isabel necessary on a bike. And knock, knock. Madame. Madame foot stuck in the damn door. Open it up. Okay. Have a great night. God bless. And go Canucks go.